Men who have sexual discipline are intimidating to women and actually most people. This man naturally stands out in a room full of people because you have something most people don't. An understanding of how powerful your energy truly is. And your attention is perceived in a valuable way because people know you don't give it away just to anything or anyone. You're the type of man that protects your peace above anything else. Because there's a lot of men distracted today from their purpose and potential that really is just waiting for them to unlock the greatest gift all men have, which is integrated life force energy that can become the channel towards whatever you want to create. Whether it's a relationship, a business, a passion project, getting in the best shape of your life, it doesn't matter, you can accomplish it. And that's why men who have mastered their sexual energy and therefore sexual discipline aren't just intimidating, but they have this magnetism about them because their cup is full. It's not half empty. People are naturally inspired by the men today who know their power, that understand their purpose, and apply their knowledge with action. Because without action, you can't create any changes in your life. And if right now you feel unmotivated, you lack discipline, or maybe there's nothing or no one in your life right now that is inspiring you to move forward. Well, that can change today because I have created a course for the men who are wanting more out of their life, out of their dating life, attraction, self confidence, whatever it may be. I called this course the retention effect because the more you retain your energy, the more you are gaining a part of yourself that maybe you felt disconnected to for far too long. And the information in this course is not just about abstinence and sexual energy. It's about how to channel it into living a greater life, one that is actually complementary to the life you are ready and willing to create. So, if you want to gain self control, master your sexual energy, regain control over your attention, and rebuild your magnetic masculine presence, this course is for you because a man who can master his sexual energy is a man of discipline, of focus, and of value. So, what are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description today and get started with building yourself up. I really do wish more men understood the power of harnessing this energy and using it as a way for you to better yourself from the inside out. Because sexual discipline changes how a person perceives you at a subconscious level. Humans are extremely sensitive to certain behavior changes a person makes that will have their eyes and minds constantly circling back to you. Whether you know it or not, when we're interacting with a person, we are scanning for confidence, emotional stability, self control, status, and a person's self security. And sexual restraint signals something very rare, especially in this modern day age. And that's a man who is not controlled or persuaded by instant gratification, because most people operate on impulse, chasing dopamine, needing validation, and having endless distractions that are actually keeping them away from living a life that they would be proud of. So, when a person enters an environment that is clearly not controlled by his impulses, it creates curiosity that will make you different from the rest in a way that's intimidating but at the same time appealing. They want to understand why you're different. Women are incredibly perceptive to emotional regulation. It is a requirement for us to feel safe around you. When a man is controlled by his sexual energy, it won't be long until a woman starts to feel unsafe around you and recognizes that your focus is really granted to anyone you find attractive. Which, of course, sexually disciplined men can find a person attractive, but their attractiveness does not consume them and for sure doesn't allow them to act on impulse. And that's why sexually disciplined men observe more than they react, which gives you that magnetic quality because nothing outside of yourself has permission to steal your attention unless you allow it to. And there are a lot of women who have experienced a man with zero self control, which has led them into second guessing their own worth, their own attractiveness, just because a man lacks focus in his life that will honestly just make women less attracted to you. Because if you're operating out of a state of lust constantly in your life, you're not a man of true strength. Strength, first and foremost, comes from actually being able to master your mind so your mind is no longer the master of you. Even if you have the physical body that people perceive as strong, if you lack discipline in your life, you are actually in the category of being weak because the things outside of yourself actually have control on how you show up. But when you harness and integrate this energy, something extremely powerful happens to that man. You start to see things clearly and no longer buy into the illusions of today's society. Sexual content, porn sites, OnlyFans actually becomes a turnoff to you because you start to see a person's humanity. And the less you view it in this pleasurable way that is actually quite selfish. You're a man and you have things in your life you must accomplish. Because if you're not moving forwards, you're moving backwards. Your past behaviors, your past patterns ultimately has just created the type of man you are and the life you live today. You want to be a rare kind of man in today's world, have impulse control, and most importantly, start seeing your worth today so you're no longer dependent on another person's approval. And if you're ready to make these changes, the action step today and check out my course down below. Without further ado, you guys, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one.